Hello, and welcome to the Gamer's Closet. I'm your host, Douglas Weed, and today we're going to be talking about Mastermind. Mastermind is a game manufactured by Pressman Games in 1971. This is the 1996 edition that I have here next to me. The game runs with 2 players, runs for about 20 minutes of game time, and is rated for ages 8 and up. But let's dig into it a little further, shall we? Mastermind was released in 1971 by Pressman Games. It is a deduction and abstract strategy game. The object of Mastermind is to guess a secret code consisting of a series of 4 colored pegs. Each guess results in feedback narrowing down the possibilities of the code. The winner is the player who solves the opponent's secret code with the fewest guesses. The game has been released by multiple different companies over the years in multiple different languages. It has been released in the United States as well as the United Kingdom, Germany. A special East German Soviet knockoff was done in the 80s as well as released in Poland. One other edition of this game I do want to mention, Invicta Games released a special version of this game for the blind and the colorblind. This game does come with multiple pieces. It comes with a decoding board featuring a built-in storage area for the pegs. It also comes with 72 large rounded head pegs, 12 each of 6 colors, 30 flat-headed pegs, 15 in black and 15 in white. To set up this game, separate the code pegs from the key pegs. Decide which player will be the code maker and which will be the code breaker. Position the board between the 2 players so that the 4 shielded holes from the secret code face the code maker. The code maker secretly places the 4 code pegs in the 4 holes, which are then covered by the flipping over of the plastic shield to conceal them from the opponent's sight. The code maker can use any combination of 6 colors they choose. They can also use 2 or more code pegs of the same color if they wish. The code breaker sits opposite the code maker and places code pegs in the first row of the code peg holes closest to them. The code breaker is attempting to duplicate the exact colors and positions of the secret code. The code maker responds by placing 0 through 4 key pegs in the key peg holes on the first row as follows. A white key peg is to indicate a code peg of the right color but in the wrong position. A black key peg is to indicate a code peg of the right color and in the right position without indicating which code peg it corresponds to, and no key pegs indicate a wrong color that does not appear in the secret code. There is nothing about the placement of the key pegs to indicate which particular code pegs are meant. It is part of the challenge of the game for the code breaker to figure out which code pegs correspond to particular key pegs. The response when 2 pegs of the same color appear in a secret code and or in the code breaker's row can cause some confusion. The basic principles are that 1 key peg corresponds to 1 code peg and that a black key peg takes a precedence over a white one. In the event that all 10 rows are used and the code has not been broken, the game is over and the code maker is awarded 11 points, 10 points plus 1 bonus point. The players then switch roles. If the code breaker can show that the code maker has given them wrong information or made a mistake, the game is replayed and 3 extra points are given to the code breaker. Play continues for a series of games, the number being determined in advance. The winner is the player with the most points in the series. If you do wish to make the game harder, there is one additional option for you. Play the game exactly as I've gone over, but the code maker may leave 1 or more code peg holes vacant, making the number of code pegs used in the game equivalent to 7, thinking of a vacant hole as being of another code peg color. Well, this has been an overview of Mastermind. Mastermind is one of those interesting games that came out of the 70s. It is a 2-player deduction game. One party makes a code while the other one tries to code break it, and vice versa, and the option of the game is to see how you can do it faster. It's a pretty straightforward game. There's not a lot to it. There's different level settings to it, I guess you could say, depending on if you want to use doubles or triples of colors, if you want to leave blank spaces. So you can make it a little more, well, maybe you make it harder if you really want to. So if you're used to playing the base game, there is adjustment space, so that way you can make a more of a difficult game and have a better time with it. Like I said, the game's very easy to pick up, very easy to learn. It's not hard to find at all, really. It's still in print today. It's been printed by many different manufacturers, from Pressman, Milton Bradley, Waddington's in Europe. It was printed by Disney a couple of times in different formats. So it is still in print today through one of the many different game manufacturers that are out there. The game itself goes online anywhere for about $10 and up. So, like I said, it's really not hard to find. It's not really a game night game because, like I said, it's a two-player game, and it kind of ends when you want it to end. So, if you have one person that comes over, you want to kill some time, Mastermind's a decent way to do it. But honestly, I would find a different game because after a couple of rounds, it gets a little tedious. Like I said, the game's easy to pick up, easy to learn. There's not a lot of components to it. It's got a nice little storage cabinet. The downside of this game is the little pegs that are on the sides, so that way you can mark for colors. Like the white and black pegs are really small and they're really easy to lose. So I would make sure if you play this game, don't have carpet, because you will never find your pieces. Like I said, they're easy to find. You can find used copies online. Just make sure that you have all the pegs. Like I said, they're really easy to lose. If you haven't played Mastermind before, I would give it a try. But if you have the choice for another game, I would recommend finding something else. But if you want something that's a little bit different and you just want to try something out and have a good time with you and a friend, or just one other person, this is a decent way to go. But if you haven't tried playing Mastermind before, I'd recommend playing it, but honestly, I would find something else if you have the choice to do so. Well, that's it from us here at the Gamers Closet. We'd like to thank you for checking out our video on Mastermind from Pressman Games. If there's a game in the future you'd like us to review or go over, please put it in the comments below. Please hit subscribe so that way you can be the first to check out our future content. And as always, please have a great gaming day.